NKCS Art. What you're going to do to finish your winter trees is go to your 3 lines and go into your gallery. Find the background that we made last week. It should look a lot like this, either warm or cool colors, and just tap on it to open it up. I kind of like to zoom out a little bit, make sure I can see my whole page. And you're going to go to that plus, you're going to go to that plus sign and add a layer on top. Make sure that blue line is around that new page because we're going to be drawing on that page. You don't want it around your background. We want to keep those separate. I'm going to choose black for my trees and my watercolor brush. I want to do thin trees so I can try to fit about 2 or 3 trees on here. So I'm going to use about a size 36. I'm just kind of showing you my settings real fast. You don't have to do my settings. You can kind of play around with it, see what you like. But again, I just went with like a 36. And when I draw my tree, I'm going to start to the left and make like a really long skinny line down my paper. And then I'm going to make that line a little bit thicker on the bottom, like you would see on a regular tree, how they get thicker towards the bottom of the tree and thinner at the top. And then I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to make some branches. Just some thin branches coming out. I don't want them too long because then I won't be able to fit more trees on my paper. As you go down the tree, though, your line should be a little bit longer each time to kind of give it that effect that the tree is a lot fuller on the bottom than the top and give it that nice tree shape. Once you're done adding your branches onto your first tree, you can figure out, I might be able to fit 3 trees on here. Well, I don't like how crooked that one was. I went back to that back arrow and tried again. I don't like to use my eraser. Sometimes that messes up your project. I just like to use that back arrow whenever I make a mistake. You have to use it right away, though. If you go down, the further you go down the line, the harder it is to just take back the mistake you made. So I'm working on my second tree in the middle. Now it's okay if my branches touch a little bit. I'm trying not to get them to touch, but see how they kind of touched right there? My snow is going to kind of overlap that, and it should look fine in the final part of the project. I believe I might have one more spot where I can add another tree, so I'm going to add a thin line. And I am going to go ahead and add my branches to this tree as well. Again, just making them a little bit longer as I go down the tree to give it that nice tree shape. Once I get to the very bottom of this tree, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose white. And you can use a texture brush for this next part, whatever kind of brush you would like. I'm just going to stick with my watercolor brush. You can kind of experiment, see what brushes you like for it. And then I'm just going to draw my snow on the top. Now notice that my snow is kind of behind my tree right there. And so if I go ahead and fill in some of my branches, it kind of blends in with the tree, but it's behind it, and I really kind of want it to be on the top of that tree. In order to do that, I can just add a layer on top. So I can get that plus sign and add a layer. And now watch how I draw, and now the snow is in front of the branch, which I think I like that look a little bit better. So I'm going to go fix my other branches real fast. And then I'm going down my branches and adding snow. You can try different techniques, kind of like I'm doing. Some of them I'm trying to tap and see if I like the little snowballs better. You can kind of fill them in like you would, like just a circular motion, like you're making clouds. However you think your snow looks the best. And like I said, you could use like a texture brush. You could use any other kind of brush that you think makes snow better. I'm just sticking with the watercolor brush. So all you're going to do is you're going to go around and finish your snow on top of your trees. And once you're done with that, you will be putting your name on it and turning this in as your final project. Just going to go in, fill those in. And like I said, those branches that touch when we get done, when we go back to the whole screen, you can kind of see how that snow kind of blends in together, so the branches that are touching don't look too bad on top of each other. So I'm going to fill in my final snow pieces here. And then we can go, and when I zoom back, see how you can see those branches that are touching. It doesn't look too bad with the snow. I'm going to go up to that T and I'm going to type my name. And I don't want to really keep my name in red. I think if I make my name white, it'll show up really nicely in that black corner at the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and set it to white, put it down in the bottom right hand corner and hit done, and then 3 lines, and then I'm going to choose the gallery and save my artwork, and then make sure that you submit it to Canvas so I can see your work.